Big congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns and the rest of the African clubs that went to the Club World Cup. It wasn't easy, but we didn't get what we expected. But I mean, we still thank God that for example, Mamelodi Sundowns represented Africa very well. But I think there are some things that we still have to talk about regards to African football and the way forward after this particular one. But we are not going to do that in this video. In the next video, we are going to go into in detail, in depth, why we think Mamelodi Sundowns and the rest of the Ahly and the rest of the African teams that got the opportunity to play in the Club World Cup didn't proceed beyond the group stages. We'll do an in-depth video right after this. Maybe tomorrow we'll post that video.
Yeah.
But in this video, we are going to go over the reviews. We are going to review the games that have been played from Tuesday up to the last one, Mamelodi Sundowns game. That was, the game Mamelodi Sundowns needed to win to get into the next stages of the Club World Cup. But unfortunately, it ended in a draw. Mamelodi Sundowns needed a win. But let's see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. As usual, I have my esteemed panelists in the studio. On my left, I have my man GHR Mando.
In the building. Yeah.
Right, always here. Yeah. And on my right, I have the man D. Right, my guy. What's up?
Yeah, I'm good.
I can see because Sundowns didn't win, you're not happy.
Oh, but I'm kind of happy. Because I'm happy. I'm an African, and what Sundowns did, they proved to us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I told you.
But deep down, I wasn't supporting them. So
okay, we didn't ask you whether you supported them. Why do you want to? It's fine, no problem. But then we will start off the conversation with one of the games of interest that really showed what African football is made of.
Yeah.
That game between Al Ahly and FC Porto.
Yeah.
It was a cracker.
Yeah.
What did you see in that game? What do you have to tell us about that particular game?
Exciting.
4-4.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, exciting and very, very, very good performance from Al Ahly, even though it was too late for them to actually do anything else. But if you look at the two teams per their level, and I've been saying it, they are both on the same level. Now, FC Porto with so much young players, they are still building from scratch. And Al Ahly, which is a very old team, a very traditional team, doing it over the years. So for me, it was kind of a balanced game. And one of the two teams just needed a win badly. But unfortunately, they couldn't do that. And Abu Ali had to score a spectacular hat-trick.
He was on fire.
But
he was on
definitely
fire.
couldn't help the side. But overall, it was a very exciting game. And simple because one of the team was African team, and they were able to go toe-to-toe with one of Europe elite clubs in FC Porto. For me, it was exciting.
Right. As I said, we will still have an in-depth conversation of all of these comparisons and, where African football is leading. If you want to, catch that video, which will be next after this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so that when we post it, you'll be able to get it. I promise that video is going to be a lot more in-depth into the issues that we need to tackle as Africans. Right, let me get your take on this Al Ahly FC Porto game. For me, I thought on that day El Shaarawy wasn't like the El Shaarawy we know. I think if he had stepped up a little bit, at least Al Ahly would have gotten a win from this particular.
Sure.
Yeah, for me this game, I think Al Ahly, I don't know what was wrong with them. Why will you score? You need a win to proceed to the next round. But the defense, the defense line was very they were not playing the football. Like they didn't want to win the game because you score, Porto score, you score, Porto score, you come and score.
Yeah.
And if let's say Abu Ali, if let's say he was this game, he played like that in previous games, I think Porto would have let's say have a win in this tournament. Because if you look at previous matches, he was not in the game. Yeah. I think there was one.
He scored an own goal.
Own goal.
Yeah.
And that day, that game, if let's say he manned up, he could have equalize that goal, and I think maybe because of that own goal, it's boosts his morale down. So, and let's say if a team is there and you always concede goal, and the other team is more good than you, definitely you will be behind. Because you will be conceding, they will be scoring. You'll be conceding, even if you score, if your defense line is not good, they'll score you more than what you score.
Right. You think the defense of Ahly was poor on the day? Because I mean, what I thought would have been a problem for Ahly is scoring goals, but they were able to score 4 goals. Yeah. How come they left? They gave away 4 goals.
I mean, for me, I think it was evident. You could see the back line was in shambles. They didn't know what they were doing, and for me to allow such a fluid attack in FC Porto, even though a very inexperienced attack, definitely if they continue to get chances, they will punish you. So for me, I think the back line of Ahly were in shambles, and of course. For me, I can also attribute it to the fact that they wanted more goals, so everybody was on top, trying to push more forward than defending more. So for me, I think that caused, imbalance in the team, and they were able to concede a lot of goals.
Right. But the number of goals that Ahly scored make you have a different opinion. Of
Yeah, sure. For me, they usually sit deep. And for me, this game, they decided to go all out. And if you go all out, you need to work extra. So they couldn't do that. So after going all out, then the back was...
the anus was leaking.
Exactly. So I think that caused it.
And I think you share the same opinion as well. But for me, I think, as I said earlier on, the defense... as well as the goalkeeper, I think he could have done much better. But I mean, we'll see how things will go in the next episode. Now, let's get to that game, Inter Miami versus Palmeiras.
Wow.
This was a game.
Wow.
The game ended in 2-2, right?
Yes. So I feel like Inter Miami is picking up game after game. That's what I see. I see them improving game after game. And I can't wait to see the game against PSG, how they were able to stand the powerhouse of PSG. But to me, Inter Miami did so well. Palmeiras were on fire, so I was expecting, Palmeiras would just walk over. Yes, but they were able to stand them, and good game.
Maybe experience hands.
Of course, it is part of it. Right. It is part of it. Experience from Messi and Suarez and co. I think Suarez won the man of the match.
I think he scored a goal
and assist.
So you can imagine. So big shout out.
Big shout out to them. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for me, when they started the tournament, I said, past episodes, I was like, Inter Miami, they are not signing players, so I don't think they can do anything in this tournament. And here the case, now they've gone to
improved a lot.
Round of 16. And as Amando said, in every game they improve. Yeah. Because this game, I was not expecting them to draw.
Or even get a point.
I wanted Palmeiras to win. But when they were playing, as you said, they used experience. Yeah. Suarez was there, and the little man, the donkey. I call him the donkey because he's not the good.
But they also have this player, Allende. He's so prolific.
Yes.
Like when he takes the ball, you know that he's going to cause some damages.
Yeah. So for me, Inter Miami, they've really done well in this tournament, and their next game is PSG, so they are going to go
Maybe they might be the team to stop PSG.
Anything can happen.
But I don't think.
Let's see how that goes. We had a game, Auckland City against Boca Juniors, which also surprisingly ended in a draw.
Big surprise.
But Boca Juniors, your people are letting us down.
They disappointed me in this one. And I was disappointed all over, and but I also realized that Boca Juniors, they had some challenges, red cards and all that in their previous game. So I think it kind of reduced the ability of the team. Certain amount of players were missing, and through that I think it affected them badly, and they eventually caused them to draw that game.
Right. But by the way, Qatar Airways, you see, we are supporting your brand. It will be bad too. For us to work together. So let's see how that will go. Qatar Airways, the number one airline in the world, man. Yeah, right. Okay, so yes, Boca Juniors, Auckland City.
Yeah, for that match, I expected Boca Juniors to win. And as Armando said, maybe it's through the red cards they've been getting. I think they have about 3 red cards in this tournament, and definitely it's going to be one of like their key players.
Sure.
So I think that's why they couldn't win this match, but they should have done something.
Right.
And if you go and check the group they are in the group with Bayern Munich, Benfica, 2 top European teams. So I think maybe they are not also lucky in the group they are. If let's say they were in a group that those big teams are not there, they could have come true.
Right. Benfica also shocking Bayern. You people,
that one, it was not shocking.
It wasn't shocking.
It was not shocking.
Why wasn't it shocking?
Because you see Bayern, it's tactics. They knew if they win, they'll play Chelsea.
So you mean they intentionally?
They are running from us.
But company was they're shouting all over the place.
No, it's a plan team back home. They set up everything.
Are you kidding me?
We are going to play the Blues, so let's
What your thoughts on the game?
Well,
Benfica Bayern.
I also heard that story. I heard a lot of fans saying Chelsea and Bayern Munich.
But we cannot confirm that.
No, unconfirmed.
The credibility of that. Yes.
It's just, I mean, football.
You know, football, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but for me, I don't see it that way. Even though it plays so well, in a good way for them, they are meeting maybe a lower side than Chelsea, if you ask me. And Chelsea are also meeting a lower Benfica, who are not on the same level as Bayern. So for me, if you actually say they did that intentionally to avoid each other, maybe you may be right in a way, but I don't think it's...
No, and even I think these 2 games were... Usually the 2 final games are played at the same time, just to prevent people from having those kinds of... But, I mean, you never can tell.
Yeah, but generally Benfica had to do what they had to do. They needed a win to qualify.
Of course.
So for me, I don't think it was just... even though I still feel like Bayern, with all the stars that they have, if they needed a win badly, they would have won this game.
Yes.
But for me,
they didn't really matter. And I think,
lose.
I mean, as he said, it could also be true because game management is very important.
Very, very important.
So
and you plan
the level of like stress you put on your players on games that probably you don't really need much is important.
Sure.
You know that, okay, in this game, I don't need to stress my players much. They win, they lose, that's not a big deal.
Not a big
so that we plan better for that.
It could be. Sure.
But the game that, you know, took one more African club out of the competition, Chelsea Esperance. For me, we all knew. I mean, it wasn't a match. This wasn't a good match at all. But we felt Esperance, with the surprise they pulled in their second game, probably could actually get a point in this particular game.
Right.
But I always say that there is one thing that differentiates the top clubs from the low level clubs, and I think we saw exactly that in the game against Chelsea.
From a neutral point of view, I think, like you said, it was a mismatch,
right?
Kind of thing. But even though I think Esperance started very, very well.
They did well.
They started very, very well. They just couldn't capitalize on the mistakes Chelsea were making. For me, I think Chelsea still need to be very careful. They made an early errors that maybe could have been punished by a top club if that was the game. However, I think Esperance actually gave a fight. They tried their best. They only the point that they lose focus and they lose concentration was the minute Tosin scored the header.
Game,
I think that goal changed everything totally. It killed their morale.
And we
killed their
cannot
confidence.
underestimate the power of a first goal.
Right.
Whoever scores the first goal has, unless the mentality of the other team is just so high.
Yes.
It's always difficult to.
So for me, I think that was a game changer, and nonetheless, we still have to congratulate Esperance for the massive respect to them for actually.
And that's why I'm excited.
Pushing.
We are going to discuss this African thing in a separate video, because sometimes it's always beyond the control of the club,
right?
Because of the resources available and all of that. But we'll see how that one goes. Sure. Your thoughts on Chelsea Esperance? We know where it belongs. So
this was it was a good game though. You see, with this game, I always say something. Enzo Maresca, he shouldn't be playing with our emotions. You see, our previous game we lost, it was the coach and Nicholas Jackson. They made us. But this match, he came out very well. And with the spare of selection he did, we all know Reece James is a right back, not a midfielder. But Enzo Maresca will tell us that Reece James is a midfielder. He looks at him like a midfielder, and anytime he's in a midfield, it goes against us. So with this game, when he came out with Lavia and Enzo Fernandez, our old beginning of the season in this studio, I said something about Enzo Fernandez, and people were against me.
What did you say?
I was like, Enzo is one of our best players in the team. But they were against me. Now we've seen it.
Right.
In this season, he has 25 goal contributions. I don't think any midfielder has it than him.
No, but as we didn't say he's not a good midfielder. But the comparisons you were making was where the contention was.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in another.
So this game, Esperance, they were not lucky because we could have given them a draw, but we needed it. We needed it. So they were not lucky.
Right.
Sorry for them. Although I'm not happy they are out of the competition, but deep down I'm happy my team is going to face Benfica because Bayern Munich ran from us. We're just patiently waiting for them to come, so we'll score them.
Right. Let's get to the next game. Dortmund winning by 1 goal against Ulsan, to cement their place in the next stage of the competition. I think that was
it was clear.
Forward. Yeah.
Yes, it was clear.
Straightforward. Yeah.
One thing I think Dortmund are doing now is they are also building. They are building, and I'm happy. They build with the available players that they have. They are not trying to look elsewhere, try to crack their. No, they're trying to build from their own, resources, and I think they are doing so well with that. And Ulsan were not just lucky to find themselves in this kind of group, which I think it was tough. It was very tough. It was
tough for them, just like Esperance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right now, let's go into the big game. That's the game I've been waiting for. Mamelodi Sundowns Fluminense.
Yeah.
What happened? What did you see? Did you see the intensity you saw against Dortmund? What happened generally in that game?
Generally, I think I saw it. Even though one thing that were missing was the finishing touches. I think that was the only missing piece in the Sundowns game. And for me, we have to be consistent. We have to, as a club. I'm not saying we can't, miss chances. But for me, there are some particular chances. If you miss them, you are doing more harm than good.
Yes.
And if you look at the chances that Sundowns missed in that game,
right,
I think they might have. They will also sit down and look at it and say, yes, we are our own enemies.
Right.
I don't think they will blame anybody.
Right.
They will definitely blame themselves. And of course, like you said, an early goal or the first goal is usually very, very important. So for me, I believe that the clear opportunity that Martins missed in that 7th minute for
Martins,
me, yes, that was the game changer for me. And if he had scored that goal, today we would have been talking about a different story altogether. And for me, they will have to come home, re-strategize. For me, I am more than impressed on
the general performance.
More than impressed. So we just have to build on that.
And as I said, if we are looking at quality, they are by far one of the best
in Africa,
clubs, even in that tournament.
In that tournament.
There were issues with regards to their ability to score.
Score
That
more,
is
yeah.
that is what actually got us where we are. But in
That's
terms
true.
of quality of play, I mean, they are better than a couple of teams that are
Sure,
going into the next stage.
I agree.
Right, and that is why it is important to, in as much as you play any kind of football, scoring is the most important thing. You have to score. Sundowns against Fluminense.
Yeah, for this game, I think Sundowns did very well. If Sundowns were supposed to win the match in the first 10 minutes,
Right.
Yeah.
if let's say they made use of their chances, I think they would have qualified. And to me, initially, when it started, I was not in support of Sundowns. But in terms of good football, Sundowns in the tournament, they are one of the best.
Right.
Because they went toe-to-toe with Dortmund, 4-3.
Yeah.
And this their last match. They did very well. It's just that they were not making use of their chances. And Sundowns, they've done, I think, let's say, like with time, when African football is built well and we have quality players, I think Sundowns can go forward.
All right. I think Sundowns can go forward. Right. For me, I think that's just as we all said, finishing.
Yeah.
That's the finishing.
You see, and I think it has been consistent in all the African teams.
Yeah.
We are not able to, when we play very well, but even Esperance, just as I said, they do very well. But when it gets to the last half of the pitch, they are not able to, like make use of the opportunities they get. And when you are playing against an experienced side, definitely they are going to punish you. They won't come and look for, many chances. Just 1-2 chances, and they are leading and they are winning the game. And I was glad Williams after the game made mention of that. If you don't take, your chances, your opponent would come and then they will finish you. So hopefully they've come, they've seen, they've learned. Hopefully this will change a lot of things. Exactly. Going forward into probably the next one that might be coming on. Right.
Definitely to change a lot.
Do you have something to add to?
Oh, no.
Right. But I also feel that players like Lucas Ribeiro, players like Alain, they really showed the world.
I think Lucas Ribeiro is my standout.
Man,
he's the standout player for the for Sundowns in this tournament.
Lunga and all of these players that they've really made Africa proud, and we are proud of them. We hope that there will come a day where Africa can stand toe to toe with Europe and other places.
Sure.
And we wouldn't sit here and lament as if like we are from a different planet. But all in all, impressive game from Sundowns. Ahly for me was a bit, disappointing.
Yeah.
But we will talk about that. We will talk about that. I think that was the last game for yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We also have without playing today. But then I think if they win or not, it's still
the same.
It still doesn't matter. Yeah. So unfortunately, all our 4 African clubs are out. Yeah. Unfortunately. Wow. So now let's see how the round of 16 has shaped up. I think Chelsea is going to be playing. Right, just give me a second to pull it up. Right, do you have it? Yeah. Okay, so now we have. So Inter is going to be playing Fluminense. I think it's just like with 2 or 3 or 4 clubs to join to join the rest of the teams. So we're going to have Inter Fluminense coming up, and I think probably we'll just have to do a full video about the pairings and how they are going to go. Yeah. But for now, we can just mention the teams that are going to be playing in the round of 16. We also have Palmeiras against Botafogo. Yeah, they're also going to be playing, and I think this is going to be a good game to watch. Good game. Chelsea Benfica, another one.
Soft.
Soft.
That's not a soft.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. PSG versus Inter Miami. That's where we'll see where the power truly lies. And Flamengo
Bayern.
versus Bayern. Wow. Then we have Dortmund versus which club is that?
Is it Monterrey?
Yeah, Monterrey. Right. So these are the teams that are going. So it's left with 4 clubs to join.
Yeah.
For the round of 16 to be complete.
Yeah.
We see how that will go going forward in the competition as well. Right. So I think basically we have exhausted the conversation, and as I said, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are going to be having another video where we talk about African football in depth right here on the channel. So please make sure you subscribe so that when we post that video, you'll be able to see it as well. And don't forget to like the video. It helps our videos to get to more people. So we'll be back with more. My name is Prince. I'm done. Peace. We out.